Women's Reservation Bill for Gender Equality, Explained. Introduction. In a historic move, the Constitution, 128th Amendment, Bill, 2023, has gained unanimous approval from both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. This landmark legislation aims to reserve one-third of the total seats in Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies for women, marking a significant stride towards gender equality and representation in Indian politics. This video delves into the key features of the bill, its historical context, arguments both for and against it, and the challenges and potential solutions for its effective implementation. Key features of the bill. 1. Reservation for women. The bill proposes reserving approximately one-third of seats for women in Lok Sabha, state legislative assemblies, and the Legislative Assembly of the National Capital Territory of Delhi. Importantly, this reservation extends to seats designated for scheduled castes, SCs, and scheduled tribes, STs, in these legislative bodies. 2. Commencement of Reservation. The reservation will take effect after the publication of the census conducted following the bill's commencement. Delimitation. The process of defining electoral boundaries will be undertaken based on this census data. This reservation is initially set for a 15-year period but may continue beyond that based on future legislative decisions. 3. Rotation of seats. To ensure equitable representation, seats reserved for women will rotate after each delimitation, as determined by parliamentary legislation. Historical background of women's reservation in Indian politics. The call for women's reservation in Indian politics has deep historical roots. Leaders like Begum Shahnawaz and Sarojini Naidu advocated for women's rights during the Indian national movement in the early 20th century. The momentum continued with recommendations from the National Perspective Plan for Women in 1988, which led to the 73rd and 74th constitutional amendments, mandating one-third reservation for women in Panchayati Raj institutions and urban local bodies. Further recommendations and reports, such as the National Policy for the Empowerment of Women in 2001 and the Committee on the Status of Women in 2013, emphasized the need for increased women's representation in higher legislative bodies. Arguments for the bill. 1. Gender equality. The bill is a significant step towards achieving gender equality in politics, especially given India's lower ranking in the Global Gender Gap Report. 2. Historical underrepresentation. Despite progress, women continue to be underrepresented in politics, and reservation policies have shown positive effects at lower levels of governance. 3. Women's right to self-representation. Ensuring proportional representation enables women to have a more meaningful impact on policymaking, aligning with international principles of gender equality. 4. Diverse perspectives. A more diverse legislature can lead to better policy formulation and governance, benefiting society as a whole. 5. Empowerment of women. Increased representation empowers women to participate in politics and leadership roles, breaking down gender stereotypes. 6. Promotion of women's issues. Women in politics often prioritize and advocate for issues directly affecting women, such as gender-based violence, healthcare, and education. 7. Role models. Women leaders in politics can serve as role models, inspiring future generations to aspire to leadership positions. Arguments against the bill. 1. Diverse identities. Some argue that women are not a homogeneous group, and reservations might not address the unique challenges faced by various communities within the female population. 2. Equality concerns. Critics contend that reservations may violate the principle of equality by not allowing women to compete purely on merit. Challenges and implementation. The bill faces several challenges, including the uncertainty of census states, the omission of women from other backward classes, OBCs, and potential opposition from patriarchal mindsets. Effective implementation can be achieved through 1. Strengthening independent decision-making. Establishing independent monitoring systems that prevent family influence over women representatives can ensure genuine empowerment. 2. Increasing awareness and education. Educational programs and awareness campaigns can empower women and encourage political participation. 3. Addressing gender-based violence. Policies addressing violence and harassment can create safer environments for women in politics. 4. Electoral reforms, introducing proportional representation and preferential voting systems can enhance women's representation. Conclusion. The Constitution, 128th Amendment, Bill, 2023, stands as a momentous step towards gender equality and increased women's representation in Indian politics. By addressing historical underrepresentation and empowering women in decision-making roles, this bill not only benefits women but also enriches the democratic process with diverse perspectives and inclusive governance. While challenges remain, proactive measures can ensure the bill's successful implementation, further advancing women's participation in the political landscape of India. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to Explanium today and discover a whole new world of knowledge and understanding.